But let's go ahead. Let's jump into the National Football League. It is week number 13, which is, again, very hard to believe that we are that deep into the NFL season. But
where does
we
it
are there.
go?
We
Where
are
does
there
the time go?
nonetheless. No bye weeks this week, again, with a lot of Thursday and Friday games. The NFL doesn't give anybody off for the holiday, so sorry about your luck, millionaires. But we will start two games on Thursday, the two early day games. The 7-3-1 Green Bay Packers travel to the 7-4 Detroit Lions, who are 2.5-point home favorite. Your over/under is 49. This one, 1 o'clock Thanksgiving Day on Fox.
Yeah, I mean, more on this to come, but I finally felt like no choice but to include Green Bay in my top 10. But guess also haunting there is the Lions, and the Lions have been a little bit of an anomaly. We've seen them underperform in some games. Survived one this week that felt like they had underperformed quite a bit. Of course, no one ever knows what to prepare for when Jameis Winston on the other side. So, you survived a wild card there. Let's just call it that. Fortunately, you have Jahmyr Gibbs on your team. And I think having Jahmyr Gibbs on their team, Packers are banged up. They're also not very good. And I'm going to go with the roster that I feel is good. We've been banged up in the secondary again in Detroit. The defensive front's getting banged up again. It's starting to look that like the aggressive style of play on defense, while very effective for 7 or 8 weeks, starts to really wear on these guys. They're hitting hard and they're hurting themselves. But saying that, I think whether it's their A or their B in the secondary, I think they're good enough to stop Jordan Love and the Packers. Give me the Lions on Thanksgiving Day. Give me the over at 48.5. And let's let Man Campbell eat some turkey and enjoy himself.
Yeah, Detroit, a very interesting team. Kind of really had soured on them a little bit after the Eagles loss. Just feels like they're having trouble rising up to these big moments. And then they almost didn't rise up for a small moment against the New York Football Giants. They found a way to come back because the Giants suck. So it's really kind of a who are you? I think we know who the Packers are. They're an average team that will sometimes win a couple of games in a row, and they'll look good because they play a bad team. Unfortunately, the Lions are not a bad team. Like, this used to be a great matchup for whatever NFC North team the NFL put in Detroit on Thanksgiving Day. But
it's usually a fun day for them.
It's not that case anymore. Detroit's the better team. But yeah, I think they need to reevaluate some of their business practices with how hard they play, because we're once again seeing the injuries mount. Hopefully they can get healthy at the right time. But I think they win this game. I think they cover the 2.5, and I think we do hit the over. Jahmyr Gibbs might hit the over by himself. Devin has the Lions and the over as well. Then we move Thanksgiving Day. We stay right there. 4:30 Eastern time over on CBS. It is the 6-5 Kansas City Chiefs. They're a 3-point road favorite at the now 5-4-1 Dallas Cowboys. I guess it's 5-5-1. I apologize. I think I got their record. I got their record wrong there on my sheets. Yes, 5-5-1. They're at 500. The over under on this one, Sean, is 52.5.
Well, you have a tale of two different seasons, but they're both kind of mediocre and disappointing and flashy at times and embarrassing at others. And it's actually probably a pretty solid holiday matchup. I don't think that's what the league was hoping for there. They were hoping for a solid matchup between two teams competing for a division. Not getting that, but hey, you get what you get. Everybody be tired by 4 o'clock anyway. Maybe a sleepy game is what we need. Chiefs survived one last week, sitting at 6-5. Andy Reid's still their coach. Still love him. but I'm going to do something I have never done in a Thanksgiving week. I am taking the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys at home on Thanksgiving help to all but bury the Chiefs' hopes in a close game and nowhere near the over-under of 52. I think Dallas will do their part. I don't think Kansas City does. I think it's a battle of a struggling offense versus a weak defense that's starting to play better. And I think that the wheels keep spinning for Kansas City one more week. Give me Dallas. Give me the under. That's your pick. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it really has been kind of a strange tale here as of late with the Dallas Cowboys. And I mean, the thing we've talked about all season has been if they can get defensive play, any sort of like competent defensive play, the kind of sky's the limit to a degree with this team because the offense is that good. And
that's kind of why I'm picking him. Is I think picking is the right way because Pickens is the reason. I think, man, what a find he's been. But I think that offense is too good for Kansas City to keep up.
Right, and that's the point I was attempting to make.
You got it.
But that's really been the name of the game. But over the last couple of weeks, and albeit one of those 2 weeks, coming out of the bye week with your new pieces was against the Raiders. This past week was kind of the tell-all, right? Like, what are they going to do when there's challenging competition? Because from here until week 17, the competition is that much harder. At least on paper, or is a little bit harder. It's maybe less daunting than it looked at the preseason. But they got hit in the mouth. They're down 21-0, and they didn't blink. And new star defensive lineman Quinnen Williams apparently had a locker room speech at halftime that snapped this team together. After spotting Philly 21 points, they come back. They get the win at the end of the game. And the Cowboys defense, with that new front seven, that new defensive line, they've only allowed 90 yards or something in rushing in 2 games. They've only allowed 1 rush over 10 yards in 2 games. That's with, defending should have been MVP Saquon Barkley. And
man, that's a whole nother story for another
and against rookie sensation Ashton Genty. So it seems to be working right now. And if that can continue, you can disrupt this Chiefs offense. Now they do get Pacheco back. That was announced today. So the Chiefs are going to bring a lot at you. I think it's going to be a tough game, but I think the Cowboys, and maybe this is the dangerous part, they're starting to make me believe a little bit. But I think they are the better team right now than the Kansas City Chiefs going into this week. So give me the Cowboys. I'll hit the homer button because it only would take somebody like me to start to believe again. And
that's what they're going to do.
And then, we always see it's hope's what kills you. I think it's the line from Ted Lasso. And I will take the under because I think that to beat the Chiefs, you have to limit what that offense is going to do. I think it'll be a slight under, but I will take the under. Devin has the Cowboys in the under as well. Let's move to Black Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern time on Prime Video. The 8-3 by themselves leader of the NFC North, the Chicago Bears, travel to Philadelphia to take on the 8-3 Philadelphia Eagles, a 7-point home favorite with your over-under being 44.5.
In the all black for Black Friday, from what I understand, they're wearing the all black.
Smart
Black
play.
Friday. Well, it's ironic you talked about how Dallas would do against real competition, and how the schedule gets tighter here at the end of the year, because you're looking at a Chicago Bears team that's about to go through the same thing. Chicago, since their loss against the Ravens in Baltimore, has 4 consecutive wins. Good for them. All but those wins came against Flacco and the Bengals, the New York Giants, a hapless Minnesota Vikings team and in a very close game, and a who knows what to believe in Pittsburgh Steelers. Those were the 4 wins. Now they play Philadelphia, Green Bay, Cleveland, Green Bay, San Francisco, Detroit. That's the end of their year. And if the Bears are going to make a push, you're going to have to win at least half of those. Here's the deal. Caleb Williams has looked good. Caleb Williams has looked borderline great. Like, I'm not going to take anything away from the kid. He looks real good. And that offense has a ton of weapons, and they're having fun. We're seeing trickery pitch plays and flea flickers and reverses, and they're having a great time out there.
Fun, wonderful.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. You've not played in Philadelphia yet. This is a new place for you in your young career. It's hard. It's going to be cold. It's going to be loud, and they're gonna insult you. They're researching your social media accounts more than you've ever looked at them, because they're going to find something to embarrass you with. So be ready for that. The other thing to be ready for is a defense that can play. I know we have some injuries, but I think the Eagles' defense is the reason the Eagles are going to win this game. I think it's an angry defense. I think it's an angry offense, too. Let's hope they look angry. I don't even know what to make of it. The defense is going to have to hang on, and they're going to have to win this one probably sloppy. Give me the Eagles to do it on Black Friday. They better, because if I go back to school with 2 Eagles losses under my belt, I may as well not go back. So
time to get a new job.
Yep, let's take the Birds in a comeback effort. I think they embarrassed themselves. I really do. I'm not going to take everything away from Dallas, but I'll take a little bit, because I think a lot of that was the Eagles just hanging themselves in the second half, and I didn't like it, and it was boring, and they paid for it. They effed around and found out. And they're not going to do that this week. So give me the Birds. What's my over under on that? I backed out of the
44.5.
Oh yeah, we'll score. There'll be that many points. I think that's a fair number. Give me the over on that.
Yeah, I mean, it was 24-21 this past week. So I'm going to take a slight under on this one. I think for the Eagles to win, they're going to need their defense to slow down a Bears offense. It's, again, looked better than advertised, better than we thought. And, you know, but yeah, they're going to have to figure out that offensive side of the ball, because something ain't working. I saw Nick Sirianni said they're not changing anything in terms of play calling, which I love that idea, by the way, from where I'm sitting. I think that's a great idea. But cold's not going to impact the Bears. They play in Chicago. I mean, they've played in loud environments before, maybe not as hostile as Philadelphia, but they've played in ones that are loud. I think Chicago covers the 7, and I think Chicago wins on Black Friday in Philadelphia. Give me Chicago to just keep not making any sense, moving to 9-3 on the season. Devin has a pissed off Philadelphia Eagles and the over. So Devin's on your side, Sean. And last one, we go Sunday, 4:25 Eastern time on CBS. It is the 7-4 Buffalo Bills. They're a 3.5-point road favorite at 6-5. And don't look now, Steelers fans, no longer in first place in the AFC North. Pittsburgh Steelers. Your over under on this one is 47.5.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team we've both, kind of put through the ringer at different times this year. I don't think it's actually, I think people are on the edge of their seats right now because they don't know which crummy team we're going to pick to win the Crumb Bowl here. But it's been a season where like when I've needed the Steelers to keep my pipe dream of a losing season for Mike Tomlin alive, they just keep finding ways to hang right in it. And they pulled, they're just ahead of 500. And just to keep me interested going into the holiday season, I think they blow this one. I think the Bills had their rough game last week. It feels like the right time to right the ship for a few plays. Josh Allen's like, well, we're going to have to do it again. I think on a holiday weekend, I think Josh Allen comes to play. 49ers 47.5 feels low, but maybe that's because I don't think we know if Aaron Rodgers is actually playing.
The word from Mike Tomlin today, very optimistic, but
Yeah, I mean, he's going to do some sort of herbal medicine, I'm sure, and find his way and rub some salve on it. Just to put the tussin on it. It'll be fine. No, I can't pick the Steelers in this game. As bad as I make fun of the Bills and as hot garbage as I think they are, I don't think the Steelers are really any better.
Rightly so.
And the Bills need to win so people can still overhype Josh Allen and say he's the MVP and do everything they do to just eventually give it to Matt Stafford. So give me the Bills to cover the 3.5, not just win, but cover the 3.5. And they will score enough points to push this over. I think they're going to have to because I don't think they're. Yes!
He's a guy on a buffalo, which,
Love
by
the
the
guy
way,
on
if
a
you've never
buffalo.
watched those
Brilliant.
YouTube videos, that go after this show.
Go do that.
And watch those classic stuff. Yeah, look, I think my favorite part about the Steelers' loss this past week is watching Ron on the sideline, watching Mason Rudolph and the whole Steelers offense line up in like a bad formation, and Rodgers is the only one that recognizes the problem, and he's like, there's this clip of him being like, no, what are you doing? And nobody on the field knew it. None of the other coaches
do
it. So, like, look, everybody, and I'm not saying that Mike Tomlin is a bad football coach, certainly never having a losing season. He's not a bad football coach. But if you want to know the status of the Pittsburgh Steelers right now, that great football coach that I keep hearing about, that it's disrespectful that anybody thinks he should be fired. You had 3 timeouts, and in a critical moment, you should have called one when your team is about to commit a penalty and end up not getting a first down, and which is going to help you, cause you to lose that game.
Yeah, it was a pretty embarrassing play.
Aaron Rodgers is the only person that in that stadium that knew something was wrong. Like, this team is in disarray, and nothing cures a bad team off of a bad loss like playing a team in disarray. I'm a guy on a Buffalo this week as well.
Yes.
The Steelers are going to go to 500. They're probably going to continue to go under 500. Our prophecy is going to be foretold by the end of this season.
Let it be told.
And I will take the under because I don't think Pittsburgh scores enough to be able to hit that over. Devin has the Bills in the over, so at least we agree on the Bills. Devin's a guy on a Buffalo too.
Give it to him.
Good job, Dev. So we do love that. Again, just
man, I love the guy on a Buffalo.
The guy on a Buffalo is so good.
I'm gonna watch him. I haven't watched him in years.
Yeah, it's been a very long time for me, but just absolute pure, unabridged, unadulterated comedy. It's so good.